Hello there. Welcome to Life Expressions. I'm your host, Chari Hinari Elon. Here on this podcast, we talk about interesting things, journeys of people, their stories, their aspirations, everything that will inspire you and help you grow, find your purpose, and live a resilient, meaningful life. I am with Gregory CN Smith today, and I have heard him speak at one of the recent conventions of District 21 of Toastmasters International, and he is just amazing. He is a Vancouver based inspirational speaker, a presentation skills trainer, and the author of the book Life's Loudest Secrets. He operates through his organization, Apex Success Group, focusing on leadership development, motivation, and professional communication. Welcome to Life Expressions, Gregory.
Thanks, Cherry. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Fantastic.
Gregory, tell us, who is Gregory CN Smith? Because I'm pretty sure that information that I got and shared with them is not enough.
Well, Gregory CN Smith goes back from Trinidad and Tobago. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and my parents came to Canada when I was, I think, probably 5 or 6 years old. And that was something that they would normally do. Your parents or one parent would leave the country to basically better themselves, and then the rest of the family would follow. So I came to Canada when I was 10 years old. And you could imagine 10-year-old Gregory coming from Trinidad and Tobago, which is right beside Venezuela.
Yeah.
We were talking about 10 degrees north of the equator. And coming to this land where I know the first thing that really got me was we went to the mall and we came out of the mall. I think it was probably about 8:50, somewhere around there. And it was still bright out. Now, being 10 degrees north of the equator, you're pretty much 12 daylight, 12 night darkness. So by
Yes.
6 o'clock in the evening, it's dark.
Yeah.
And I'm looking almost 9 o'clock, it's bright out. I'm like, what kind of a place is this? It was amazing. So I grew up just learning about all this kind of thing, skating. So I did everything. Skating, skiing, you name it. Everything in the winter, loved it. Summertime, loved it. And so I grew up in Ontario. Well, not little. It used to be little, but it's now pretty much a city, Kitchener-Waterloo, which is
Yes.
just west of Toronto. And that's where I had my roots. And then once I got married, we moved north into an area called Walkerton, Teeswater, Wingham area. And that's where we raised our family. I have 4 children. And of course, they're all older, and a grandson.
Wow.
Yes, where I have a lot of fun. You can imagine. My grandson's going to be 3
Yes.
next month.
Yes. Yes.
So we have a lot of fun. I get to do grandpa duties. I drop him off every morning to daycare, and I pick him up after daycare, and we have a blast. Go for our walks and everything else.
Yeah.
So Gregory, growing up, I've done pretty much everything. You name it, I've done everything. I've been electrician. I got to my third year apprentice, and then the economy tanked. But I could still wire a house, no problem, all by myself.
Oh,
I
amazing.
had different businesses. I've done framing. I've worked in restaurants, done catering. I had a moving company. So my experience is rich because of all these different things. My thing is give it a shot, try it, see what works out.
Yeah.
That's how I've always been.
hmm And how did you get to try everything? Did those experiences stick with you and you thrived in one of those?
Well, the speaking is one of the things I did. And my speaking ability comes from a very early age. My parents joined a church when I was about 12 years old. And this church, they basically encouraged the young people to share their ideas and stuff. So at 12 years old, you would be encouraged. Well, it would be more like voluntold to read. So you'd have to read passage of the Bible kind of thing up front in front of
Yeah.
the whole congregation. And as you got developed to get you to do short lessons with the younger kids, 5, 6 years old kind of thing, kindergarten age, if you will. And then after that, you do short lessons for the adults. And as you got older, you were able to 15-minute lessons and that kind of thing, half an hour. And then after a while, you're preaching, no notes. So I used to be able to deliver messages or lessons from the Bible and so on, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, no notes. So if you can imagine from 12, 13 years old in front of an audience,
Yeah.
delivering all the time, naturally you start picking up on certain things. And, how to say certain words, vocal variety, body language, what actually gets some impact or response from the audience and so on. So when I joined Toastmasters, I had already been speaking for many years. And of course, I took other courses with other teachers and trainers on public speaking and so on. So my toolkit was really a good size with a lot of tools in it, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
through the Toastmasters, because one of the challenges I had was being very succinct, to the point, and being clear on my message when it came to motivational speaking and inspiring people.
Yeah. You started speaking already at the age of 12 or 13, but is there a single message that you love delivering over and over again?
That single message I love delivering over and over again, and that's what got me into the motivational speaking and so on, is that we are able to accomplish far more than we believe, far more than we think we are capable of. And the reason for that is I got to see that there's so many people who don't believe that they're capable. And it's because
Mhm.
I know what's going on in their heads, kind of thing. The message, talking, the voices in your head, if you will, right? Always saying you
Yeah.
can't, or is not possible, or you're not as good as, kind of thing. But what I've seen and what I've noticed is the people who do the things that go beyond what they believe is because they need to, not because they want to. And I've seen
Yeah.
it over and over again. So, for example, I had a friend, Sandra. She was 64 years old, and we had a good relationship. And Sandra is one of these 64 years old, really spunky, full of energy. And we used to have a great time with Sandra. Always, she's witty and everything else. And there came a point where Sandra, she used to smoke a lot.
Mm.
She was what they called a chain smoker. Could not stop smoking. And she got a cough. And I think it was somewhere around August, got a cough. And this cough just kept lingering and lingering. And so finally we said, you need to see a doctor about this. So she went to see her doctor, and the doctor couldn't figure out anything. Now, this is now November. The cough is still there. So the doctor recommended after the second visit, she see a specialist because he couldn't figure out anything. She went to the specialist, I think in January, and the specialist was so upset when he finally saw her because he said, had you come to me sooner, we could have done something. Why did you take so long? Why did it take so long to get you to me? She had lung cancer.
Oh,
And this, of course, you know how devastating this would be to anyone.
yes.
Now, Sandra had two grandchildren she loved and adored. And they lived, I think, about an hour away, somewhere around there. And pretty much almost every weekend, she would go to visit. She just loved these two grandchildren. Well, I have a grandson, so I understand.
Yes.
So the specialist said to her, if you quit smoking now, you may live another 9, 10 months. If you don't quit smoking now, I'm not sure how long you'll be.
Mm.
Now, Sandra tried everything.
That is so sad.
She
Yeah.
tried everything to quit smoking. She'd been on the patch, she tried hypnosis, you name it, she tried Nicorettes, anything and everything she tried. Nothing worked. Would you believe one conversation with the specialist? She never touched another cigarette from that day on. She lived, I think, 14 months or so. And I
Mhm.
remember visiting her from having no pills at all
Yeah.
to this barrage of pills on a table. I could not believe probably 20, 30 sets of pills that she had to take. And I saw how her health just deteriorated. But she never touched another cigarette.
The power of the mind.
The power of the mind. Why? Because she had something. Those grandchildren meant so much to her.
Yes.
No, you
Yeah.
just say that. I had one more. I'll tell you another one because I have tons of these. Because I know
Yes, please.
you are capable of so much more, but we have excuses
Yeah.
and they're reasonable, right? We have all kinds of reasons and they're very reasonable on why we can't.
Mm.
But when it comes down to it, when you need to, you accomplish things every single time. So we're
Yeah.
talking with some friends, and I remember my one friend said his wife needs at least, I think he said 8 hours of sleep every night. And I started laughing because I already know, yeah, right. That's your mode of your comfort zone,
Yes.
which you'd say, yeah, 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 I need this. But when you need to do things differently, of course, it's changed. So I said, I don't think so. He said, I'm telling you, we've been married 7 years, dated for three. Ever since I've known her, she needs to have her 8 hours sleep. And I'm thinking, yes, but she hasn't found something important enough to keep her from that. That's all it is. She was a teacher and she wanted to be a principal principal in the school board, which means she had to go back to school, night school,
Yeah.
for I think it was a year and a half or something like that. Would you believe? Because of what she wanted, this goal,
Yes.
right? This goal up there.
Yeah.
Now, I think it would end up being 2 nights a week. And she kept her job, of course, teaching during the day. So 2 nights a week, she would go to night school and she would only sleep probably 5 hours. She did that for a year and a half. Any complaints?
Yes.
Here's the interesting thing. After she received her certificate, her degree, she went back to 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And then you ask her, what do you think? Do you think that you could survive on less than 8 hours of sleep? She says, no, I can't. And he would say the same thing. No, she can't. We've been married for 7 years, dated for
Yeah.
three, well now 9, dated for three. Ever since I've known her, she needed 8 hours.
Yeah. But if you need something, if you want something bad enough,
Bad enough.
you could go beyond your comfort
Exactly.
zone.
Yeah. The same
Yes.
person that will tell you I'm overweight, there's no way I could run a mile. And I say, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. You get in an accident and you and your family, your child and your wife is trapped, or your husband is trapped in your child, and you to get to wherever it is to get some help, you have to run a mile. Guess what? You will run a mile. You'll pass out at the end. You'll make sure and get everything done, and then you'll pass out. But you will do it. Why? Because you need to, not because you want to. When
That
you
is
want to, you
awesome.
will find excuses. You'll find all kinds of reasons, and that's
Yeah.
that's my thing. I'm because my thing is, I will prove to you how powerful you are. So in my workshops, that's what I do. I
Yeah.
I use you and your life and your experiences to prove to you you are far more capable than you believe.
Yeah. You just have to believe that you can
Exactly.
achieve. Yeah, right? You
Yes.
can
Yes.
achieve what you want to
Yeah.
achieve. But the question is, how bad do you want it?
Yep.
What is the reason for you why you're doing it?
Exactly. That's
How do
the
you
thing.
help people find those reason?
Well, so number one is going through your goals. What do you want to accomplish? Where do you see yourself in the future? And most people, because I believe, because of our school system, if you will, we are conditioned to see things a certain way. We're conditioned to compare ourselves to others. And so, what we find ourselves doing in so many cases is, I'll give an example. In track and field, I love track and field.
Mm.
And in track and field, in the sprints, if you step out of your lane, you are disqualified. Doesn't matter how fast you are. You could be the fastest person in the world. If you step out of your lane, you are disqualified. You could have ran a new world record. It's irrelevant. What I find for so many people is because we start from an early age comparing ourselves to other people, we end up in someone else's lane. So I like this person or I don't like this person. This person is doing better than I am and they're trying this or trying that. And what do I find myself doing? Instead of figuring out what Gregory CN Smith wants to do, what Gregory CN Smith is good at, and what direction Gregory should be going in, I see what Chari is doing. And guess what? I think I could do better than her. So I step into her lane and I compare with her and I want to beat her. I want to do better than her. And I forget about myself because it's all about how appearances are, how I look in other people's eyes. And that's what the
Correct.
challenge that so many people face.
Yeah.
They step out of their lane, which means you're disqualified
Yeah.
in life. And they wonder
Yeah.
why, even though I achieved this, even though I have this, even though I've been able to accomplish whatever it is, I'm not happy. Things are not working out the way I thought it would. This
I
person's
totally.
upsetting me. That person's upsetting me. Why can't these things work out? You're in the wrong lane. You already disqualify yourself from life.
I totally agree with that. Stay in your lane.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. In this world where everyone is talking, what do you think is the most important skill for us to really communicate our thoughts?
The most important skill would, well, number one is communication. Communication. But one of the things I learned is not to take things personal. And I think if most people can really understand that and adhere to it, everything would change. Not taking things personal. Because how many times have you been in a position where someone cut you off and you're upset, or you met someone who got cut off and they're upset, and that would ruin their whole day or half of their day. Someone says something that you don't appreciate, and they may not have been thinking of how it would impact your life or your thoughts, but they said whatever it is, and we end up taking things personal. And so many times, if we can just leave it and let it be where it is what it is,
Yeah.
and don't take things personal. If you can actually hold on to that, learn that, grow in that area, 50% of your frustrations and headaches is eliminated. Because we hear someone says something, and think of it. One of the things I would say to folks is in my workshop, new people sitting down and we're chatting and so on. And I say to you, what's your name? Chari. Okay, Chari. I never want to speak to you again. I don't want to be friends with you anymore. I don't care what you think. You would think this person is crazy. What's wrong with this guy? I don't know you. I don't care. But how many times do you allow strangers, people who have absolutely no investment in your life, to dictate how you feel, how you think, and what you do?
Exactly.
We do
I
it all
love
the
that.
time, right? And it's strangers, complete strangers, but we are more concerned on how what they think and what they have to say than what we think. It's a
Yeah.
stranger's thing. So my thing is, if you can actually understand about not taking things personal and allow things to be what it is, and not go on a tangent or take it way beyond what it is, life is so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Two things already. Stay in your lane. Don't take things personal. Many people, Gregory, are successful on paper, but
Yes.
still feel unfulfilled.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Well, one of the things I've thought when you meet someone who's successful, usually we think that they have things figured out. So therefore, why would they be upset or frustrated or not unhappy? It makes absolutely no sense. And I've had a few times where I've some friends, family, whoever it might be, and I thought they had things together. And then I noticed they have self-doubt. And I'm thinking, you serious? You? I never said it to them, but I realize they have the self-doubt. And it's because of what's going on in the back of our minds. It comes right back down to that comparison game.
Yeah.
From a very early age, from grade one, grade two, you go to school, and what happens is teacher asks the question, what's two times two? Oh, Gregory, five? A couple other kids, just like you did, Cherry. Just trying to happen.
Love it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, grade three, whatever it is, what's four times three? Oh, Gregory, 15? Another kid. And then they start, he's so stupid. I can't believe it. He doesn't know that. A dummy. And over a time, Gregory learns not put his hand up, not answer questions, even when Gregory knows the answer. He knows the correct answer, but he will not put his hand up. He will not challenge anything. He won't say anything. Why? Because he's more concerned of how he looks. Because when I learned this one thing, nothing matters as much as how you feel,
True.
right? And so
Yes.
everyone wants to feel good, right? Everyone wants to feel like they've accomplished some accomplishment. They want to feel that they are able to help others accomplish things, that people appreciate them and love them. That's what everyone wants. Everyone's craving that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when it comes to a point that there's self doubt, well, you can imagine I'm not feeling happy when there's self doubt.
Mm.
When I'm confident and things have gone well for me, hey, fantastic. And we all have then what I call the announcer in our heads. And that's what happens. The announcer starts saying certain things. For example, when a boxer steps into the ring, two boxers steps in the ring, what happens? The announcer says, in the blue corner, Shari, record 100 fights, 95 by way of knockouts, two draws, and the crowd goes crazy. They roar. And how does Chari feel?
Good.
Well, no, Chari feels better than good. She feels like
Yeah.
she's gonna crush whoever it is, right? And in this corner, in the red corner, there's Gregory, 101 fights, 95 by way of knockouts, two draws, and the crowd roars. How does Gregory feel? He feels fantastic. He knows this fight
Yeah.
is his, right?
Yes.
Every single time the boxer steps into the ring, the announcer says, this, so many fights, so many knockouts, so many draws. He's the champion. She's the champion. He feels good. She feels awesome. She knows she's a winner. But when you step into the ring of life every single morning, what does your announcer say? For most
Correct.
people, their announcer says, you'll never do it. Yesterday was a total failure. Huh. I'm not sure what's going to happen today. Man, this is going to be a terrible day. I could feel it. I can sense it. And guess what? You're a prophet. You're already prophesying what's going to happen. And for
Exactly.
most people, that's what happens in so many cases. So the person who's successful in all these different areas of life, the announcer is still saying, yeah, yesterday was good, but what can you do today? Last week was great, but you know what happens? This winning streak, we know it's most likely going to come to a halt. And the announcer always wins in so many cases.
Yeah. How do we train the mind to think otherwise? To make sure that the announcer always announces the good stuff and makes you feel good and lets you achieve those great things.
Well, you know what? One of the things I learned was to always take notes, always have a diary. And so I had a mentor many, many years ago. I started in the Amway business, right? And in this business, you get someone who mentors you. And I didn't do well in the business itself, but the mentorship and the learning phase I went through, man, the learning curve was fantastic. It was great. But one of the things I remember him saying to me, and I really kept on to that, is when you go through struggles and trials, whatever it is, have your diary, take notes, but also jot down what abilities, talents, resources that you used to help you get through it every single time. Because what happens is we go through s- something that's tumultuous and we overcome. And it was fantastic. We overcome whatever this challenge was. We feel great and we move on in life. And we're not documenting what we actually did to overcome.
Yeah.
Well, basically, it's like uh, I remember hearing Anthony Robbins many years ago about stacking. But basically, I have this thing where you have a table, and if you have a table, you have one leg under the table. How strong is that table? Not strong at all. Two legs, it'll still fall over. Three legs, well, it'll stand. Four legs, yes, it'll stand. 10 legs, oh, it'll stand. 15 legs, 20 legs, 60 legs under a table. You could put a truck on that thing, right?
Yeah.
Most people don't realize that they are at that table. You have so many legs under you, meaning that you have so many things that you've accomplished, so many struggles you've been through. You've been knocked down, stabbed in the back, punched in the face, spat on, whatever it is, and yet still you're able to get up, stand every single time. These are all legs under your table, giving you strength. The challenge is we are not documenting
Yeah.
all of our challenges and the resources that we actually tapped into to overcome. So when you actually start taking notes, have your diary, you jot down, okay, I went through this and this is what I did to overcome it every single time. And over time, you get to realize, whoa, I have
You
like
have
60,
accomplished.
I have about 60 legs under my table. And you keep reminding yourself how good you are, how strong you are. And guess what? Your announcer is now trained to explain, to tell you, guess what? I am going through this now, but I've been through something similar before, at least 5 times. Okay, I can handle this.
Yeah.
But for most people, here's how it works. Your friends and your family tell you, oh, that was a struggle, wasn't it? Oh, man, it took you, what, 6 months to go through all that? Divorce or whatever it is. And you say bankruptcy, whatever it might be. And you say, yeah. And what do they say to you? Well, Chari, just be thankful that you overcame this, that you gone through, and just put it behind you. Just forget about it, put it behind you. You don't want to even think about that. And for most people, that's exactly what they do. They put it behind them and they don't even think about it. And they fail to realize that you know how many legs under your table that is? That's your announcer reporting to you how strong you are, how
Yeah.
resilient you are, how powerful you are, how smart you are, how witty you are. But we put it behind us and we forget about it. And the next time we have to face the struggle right in our face, we have no resources
Yeah.
because our announcer says, never been through this before. Oh man, I don't know what we're going to do. And you start shaking and you don't have a clue what you're going to do. You start pulling your hair out and start asking friends and whatever it might be. Meanwhile, you are so resourceful. You've been through about something similar 5, 6 times. But your friends and your family tell you, forget about it. Put it behind you. And you
Yeah.
do exactly that.
When in fact you can learn from your past experiences,
Exactly.
right? Yes. Yeah.
Because they are all reminders of how strong you are. And if you can
Exactly.
be reminded now, every single time, you have 50 legs under your tail, well, guess what? I don't care what comes at me because I tell folks, I'm not bragging or anything. This is facts.
True.
There's pretty much nothing I can't accomplish. There's
Yeah.
nothing that can stop me. As
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned. Why? Because I know what I've been through. And I say to them the same thing for you. There's very little you can't accomplish. And they look at me, yo, you're right. I said, the problem is when you need to, you'll tap into it every single
Ex-
time. But not when you want to. And for in more, I'd say what, 95% of the time or 90% of the time, it's always you want to do it, not because
cor-
you need to.
Correct. I am also a believer of journaling, making a diary. In
Yes.
fact, I have a book or a journal called I Am Unstoppable 2026, and it's available on Amazon. It helps
Nice.
you write down the things that made you smile today, the things that you have accomplished, and the things that you want to accomplish the following
Yes.
day. It makes
Yes.
you very productive. I think
Yep.
I've learned that from Brian Tracy as well.
Okay.
Gregory, how has your definition of success evolved over the years? You have done so many things. You're now very good at inspiring people, motivating people, helping them achieve far beyond what they can think that they can do.
Hmm.
What does success mean to you right now?
When I, in my younger days, success meant achieving something. That's what it was all about, getting the house or the money or whatever it might be. And now I get to realize that success is far beyond those things. Why? Because how many people achieve all these things and yet still they're unfulfilled, right? Yet still they're
True.
unhappy. You have
Yes.
everything you want, everything you need, and yet still simple little things get you upset. And that just blows my mind. But I got to
Correct.
realize success is all on the inside. Success really is getting to understand who you are as an individual and understanding what you are capable of, your resilience. So for me, success now is not achieving all those things external, but it's more of the internal conquering self. That's what success is for me. Really getting to understand what drives Gregory, what makes Gregory tick.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what makes Gregory tick?
Simple things. Well, so being able to give back to help others, that's I believe one of the major things for me. That's why I really get fulfilled.
Yeah.
Helping people to actually understand what they're capable of
Mhm.
and how to overcome these things that really, for me, I find it irrelevant. But as a child, you see a child, they're going through whatever it might be, and as an adult, that's the easiest thing. It's nothing, but to them, it's a it's a mountain, right?
Yeah.
For you, it's a molehill. It's nothing. And the same thing happens in life because we've been there how many times where you've seen or you speak with a family member or a friend or whatever it is, and they're going through something that's very, very difficult for them. And you already see the results and the outcome and the answers. And how many times have you heard someone say, "Well, it's no big deal"? It's like, yeah, to you it's no big deal, but to me, I've never
Yeah.
been there before. So what are you talking about, right? And that's
Correct.
what it's all about: being able to assist and help people to overcome the challenges
I
that
love
they.
that.
And most of the times, it's internal, not external.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Apex Success Group. What's your vision for Apex Success?
I started this company many, many years ago, 20 something years ago. And the vision was Apex Success Group being able to help people achieve their goals. And the idea is having a group of individuals that come together, not even just achievers, not necessarily high achiever, but just achievers, people who want to achieve more, to do more, to share, and to actually be a blessing to others,
Yeah.
right? And the idea of the group is this group of individuals who achieve, who contribute, and who are able to actually find happiness in life. That's what it's all about. Apex Success
Amazing.
Group. So it's not necessarily having a group of all these millionaires and all that kind of thing. Although that's fine as well. But really, it's people who are actually fulfilled, and it's all about on the inside now.
And how can they get in touch with you?
Just go to my website, apexsuccessgroup.com, and get in touch with me there easily.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Gregory, last question. If you could leave our listeners with one message about living a life of success internally or externally, living a life of purpose, connection, and impact, what would it be?
Two things. Number one, don't take things personal. Be, I'd say logical, but many times it's very difficult to be logical because we're emotional individuals, right? We're emotional beings. But don't take things personal. In so many cases, it's nothing to do with you
Yeah.
because you find people, for example, person cuts me off. And I mean, I am so upset. I am ticked. What's wrong with this person? But it's nothing to do with you. They're in a rush. It might be an emergency. They're late for work, whatever it is.
Correct.
It's nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with them. A
True.
friend or family comes to you and you usually always have a great time with them and all of a sudden they're upset and they don't want to talk. And what do? You take it personal, not realizing it's nothing to do with you. And your mind starts to race. Did I say something? What did I do? I didn't do anything to her. Why is Charlie like this? It's nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal. Give Chari her space, and in time, she will reveal what's going on. So that's number one. Don't take things personal. And number two, go where you are celebrated, not where you're tolerated. In so many cases, we want to be accepted. We want to be loved. We want to be appreciated. And so many times, the group or the individual, they don't really care. They don't have your best interest at heart. So remember that. Go where you are celebrated, not where you're tolerated. And I can guarantee 50, 60% of your frustrations and headaches eliminated.
I love that. And with that, I thank you for sharing your wisdom with us here on Life Expressions. And I take that home with me. Go or stay where you are celebrated,
Yes. Yes,
not where you're tolerated.
exactly.
Thank you so much, Gregory.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure, Chari.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you. If you like this episode, please share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button of Life Expressions so you'll get notified each time we have a new episode and have this great conversation, just like we had with Gregory CN Smith. Do not hesitate. Make a positive impact in whatever you do, wherever you can, however you can. Thank you so much. Till next time, here on Life Expressions.